My name's Jonny Plant. I'm an architect. I'm a director of Corsafina Wright Architects. We were the architects for this scheme, taking it from the initial derelict bunker through to design, planning and into construction. This bunker is one of 5 bunkers on the farm here. This was the transmitter bunker. It's one of the smaller bunkers, and they were part of the system where the masts for the radar network were built. It's a unique build, doing something subterranean. There was this sort of approach around trying to retain the historic fabric, forming a view and an opening out and light into the bunker. The work we do is very narrative driven. We understand the context of place, people and history in the way that we work. And so we were able to tell that narrative of the history of the building and really tell that narrative of the physical context, which were these incredible views out across the bay. So it was probably those 2 elements of history and that view that we wanted to bring together. And then for people to be able to come and enjoy and to experience. So there is a lot of structure in here that you can't see now, which is hidden up in the roof, but effectively the opening is supported by new steelwork. You then cut a clean opening, but sort of approximately the size we wanted, and then we kind of chiseled away to create more of a rough blast opening rather than that kind of clean cut. But it wasn't straightforward. So the holes are just old air vents that were part of the original structure, but they provide really useful, helpful additional light. The real challenge of the building from a purely technical point of view was that in order to keep this concrete internally, everything to do with waterproofing and insulating, all of the kind of new structure that was needed had to be done externally. I suppose the 2 main issues were that the building got listed as we were about to receive planning permission. It had the effect that every single detail needed to be looked at very, very closely from a heritage point of view. That in itself wasn't a problem because we'd always approached it from that point of view anyway, because we felt that the sort of historic heritage significance anyway. The other part of the building that was the most complex was just the fact we'd never done one before, and I don't think many people have. So every single detail, every single construction detail, how these doors sit inside a blast opening, and that they were all bespoke. So again, there's a sort of complex detailing process that allows everything to look really simple. I don't actually know what was there, but there was previously a recess that in the main living space that it was just a sort of obvious place to sort of leave this little memento, if you like, of the history of the building. It was an opportunity to just have an element of history in the building where people could sort of understand the significance of this bunker and the entire radar network. We're delighted with it. It was we came 3 years ago, I think, and we saw the potential in it, but it's taken a lot of process through understanding the building and getting it through the listed building applications, etc. But I think we've achieved what we set out to do, which was to make a really comfortable home, but also to really celebrate and to be able to experience a World War II bunker, and then also sort of get these great views out. And I think it's really nice to be back here today to see how the vegetation has grown back, that although we had to take everything away, we've put it all back, and it sits here now really comfortably as it did, but with a use that now could go for years and years and years, and also that the wider public can come and enjoy, and it feels like the right thing to have done. To have taken something that was buried, uninhabitable, but highly significant, and say, let's celebrate something as simple as this, but as sort of historically important and significant. So as much as we can celebrate our own kind of architectural success, I think huge credit has to go to our client for having that vision to do it. Preserving history here was fundamental. It was the starting point for the design. Architecture is about context. It's about understanding where we are physically, where we sit, historically in a timeline, and being able to tell the story of this piece of architecture. It's really important. I'm very proud of it. I'm really I feel I love talking about it. I love the research we did to understand what this was, the role it played. I didn't really understand what the radar network did, and I find it extraordinary that the German Air Force couldn't understand how we knew they were coming because of radar. And that just seems crazy in this world where we probably know where everybody is all the time by just having your mobile phone on you. So I think it's been a great process to be involved with, and we're super pleased that it's turned out as well as it has. And I think we're starting the second bunker, which is a little bit further along the lane here, and it's going to be really exciting to sort of take all the lessons from this one, apply that to the second larger bunker with a lot of similar principles, but a few lessons learned as well.